Picture a world where one move can be the difference between victory or defeat in a war. That is what President Zelensky told Congress this week. He was blunt. Without American help, Putin could achieve a victory in weeks. So what exactly is going on in Ukraine and in the world? Stick with me, as what happened next will blow your mind. It's not just a matter of guns and government either. It has everything to do with the lives of millions, the fate of Europe, and the state of the international order. We will explain exactly what Zelensky said, how the Congress responded, and the importance of each and every word. So make sure to watch until the end. Let's go back. The conflict between Ukraine and Russia has been intensifying for months. The cities have been under constant bombardment, infrastructure has been destroyed, and millions of people have been displaced. The world has its eyes on it, but the speech by President Zelensky this week is something different altogether. This wasn't just a routine briefing, Kerry said. It was an appeal, a plea for assistance, for help, for advanced weaponry, for intelligence resources, for international support. Kerry described a bleak scenario in which, without international help, Russian forces could within a matter of weeks occupy main cities within Ukraine. And the bad news is that it doesn't end with Ukraine, because if the Russians take territory with unchecked force, that could lead to instabilities in Europe, knock-on effects in the markets around the world, or further challenges to international boundaries by other governments. Congress was hanging on his every word. One could almost feel the electricity in the air. Zelensky's comments are teased for a specific reaction, and it happens. Before we relive that, let's take a look at what he wanted regarding weapons. So what did Zelensky specifically need? Advanced missile defense systems with the capability to intercept threats that can wreak havoc on our cities. Precision artillery to defend Ukraine against the Russian gains on the battlefield and ensure the safety of our citizens. Real-time battlefield information to warn Ukraine about the intentions of the enemy before they strike. But this is exactly why this appeal is so urgent. Each day that passes gives Russia a chance to consolidate its gains. Zelensky reiterated the point that Ukraine is fighting not only for its own freedom, but also for the freedom of the world. He showed pictures of cities under attack, clouds of smoke rising from skyscrapers, innocents taking cover in subway tunnels, families leaving with what little they could carry. The seriousness surrounding this war was self-evident. Congress representatives were on edge, aware that every move might shift this war one way or another. But this is where things escalated even further. President Zelensky warned that without an immediate response, important territories would fall to the Russians, which would never be taken back. The silence was palpable in the room, as all eyes were fixed upon him. But what happened next will surprise you. Congress not only listened, they began considering emergency action, speeding the delivery of weapons, enhancing intel sharing, and assembling aid packages with unprecedented haste. This was clearly understood by the senders of the message. In Ukraine, the world witnessed a critical stage, and this is because the world was viewing Ukraine. For those at home, it is advisable that events in the world are dependent on one single event. Therefore, what does this mean in the future? Ukraine's survival, among other things, may depend on these future actions. With Ukraine getting adequate support, Ukraine may fend off advances by Russia and may even reclaim some of their territory. However, if the delay continues, momentum may build for Russia, and the balance not only for the conflict, but also for international politics may shift. The global economy, international relations, and even security might be impacted. The words of this young man were not only a threat, indeed an appeal. This is the fragility of peace. This is what the globalized world means, together. This is what every vote, every choice, every box of needed means when the fate of a country is at stake. Will Ukraine receive the help it needs on time? Only the coming days and weeks will show that. It's evident that the world is paying attention and the stakes are higher than ever before. If you want to stay up to date on this current crisis and find out what's really going on behind the headlines, then click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Now, let us know in the comments, do you think international pressure will be sufficient for President Putin, or is the clock running out for Ukraine? Don't forget to like this video if you think it's informative, share it with your friends to spread the news, and also stay tuned because we will keep tracking all the developments in this story.
Things are happening faster than anyone projected. Only days after Zelensky's stirring speech to Congress, there are already reports of a change in tactic being employed by the Russian military. They are attempting to regroup, reinforce key areas, and mount targeted offenses in specific areas. It was projected that if there was any delay in intervention, it could give the Russians a foothold in just weeks. Yet Ukraine is not idle. On the ground, the Ukrainians are fighting back with admirable resilience. Through the use of intelligence and precision strikes, they are gradually weakening the Russian advances. Here is what followed and will literally blow your mind. Despite being outmanned and overpowered, the Ukrainian military has managed to retake some crucial ground. However, Congress is also dealing with tough decisions in Washington involving very high-level options. These range from arms through economic, energy, and sanctions policies to alliance-building efforts. Each one has implications that may spread across Europe and around the globe. There are demands for rapid deployment of advanced missile defense options, while others want a more comprehensive assistance program that also has a humanitarian medical component. Each vote carries weight. The cost in lives is staggering. The cities that are being blockaded are experiencing power and water shortages. Hospitals are overflowing. Families are leaving with just the basic essentials. Children are growing up in bomb shelters. Each day is a struggle for survival. Zelensky's address to the Congress was not just about people. It was about people's lives that are on the line. Each choice that is made at this level affects many people. And the reaction among international powers is mixed. On one side, some states are contributing troops, weapons, and intelligence. On the other side, some are waiting, weighing the politics of intervention. Each day that passes puts further pressure on the protecting side in the conflict between Ukraine and its concern that Russia may fortify its borders and advance further. It is for this reason that the sense of urgency in Zelensky's address was imperative, since he was working against time. However, if the flow of assistance continues at the rate it is happening, Ukraine might regain the initiative, take back lost territory, and further fortify their defenses. Precision strikes or intelligence sharing may help avoid further devastation and protect more civilians. But at the rate things are going, Russia may dig in, which could lead to protracted strife with even more upheaval in Europe. There couldn't be higher stakes. And there's also a battle going on, a psychological war. The resilience displayed by the people of Ukraine has been nothing short of inspiring, but fear and uncertainty are very much a part of their lives. Morale on the front as well as back home depends a great deal on the perception of getting international support. Zelensky's message has been more than a call for assistance. It has been a call for hope, a call for determination, a call underlining the fact that the whole world has the back of the people of Ukraine. But for those watching at home, let's keep things in perspective. It's not just a local issue. The choices being made today are going to impact international stability and trade for years to come. The world is literally watching every move. Here's something that will come as a big surprise. In the midst of all the mayhem, the military of Ukraine is not only defending itself, it's innovating. Smaller scale attacks, retreats, and strategic moves have compelled the Russian military to reassess their strategy. These aren't military operations, these are life preservations for millions of civilians. So what can we learn from all this? The future of Ukraine, the balance of power in Europe, or even international systems could hang in the balance in coming weeks. Every moment counts. Every delivery of aid counts. Every move on the diplomatic front counts. The world needs to wake up, said President Zelensky in urging international action against Ukraine. So for those of you tuning in back home, remember that the world is a very connected place, and the things that are happening globally are very much a part of your world too. So understanding, awareness, and the spread of information can lead to the world acting on things faster and more effectively. But finally, we want to hear from you. What do you think the future holds in this scenario? Will the global community's help be enough to see Ukraine through, or are we facing a tipping point? Let us know your take in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if it helped explain the risks to you, share this video to spread awareness, and subscribe to stay updated live. We will continue to follow all developments, all moves, all surprising turns of events in this drama. The world is waiting with bated breath, and so are millions of people on the ground. Everyone and everything is crucial right now. The coming weeks will help shape history. Be updated, be active, and be tuned into this war, this fallout, and these heroes, because they are nowhere near over. After all, the decisions we make today may very well hold the key to whether hope wins out or disaster strikes. And this is the true underlying tale of Zelensky's appeal to the Congress. The fight for Ukraine is the fight for the future of freedom and security.